Hello, my name is Dr. Stevan Weine from MedGlobal and the University of Illinois College of Medicine. This is a brief video on psychological first aid, which is a really good approach for supporting persons who are in a humanitarian emergency, such as Ukrainians. Ukrainians either in country or in surrounding countries have been subject to war and forced displacement and are feeling a lot of emotional distress. Work that's been done with other kinds of persons in similar situations have established these priorities for working with persons in trauma or emergencies. Promote a sense of safety, promote calming, promote a sense of self and collective efficacy, promote connectedness, and promote hope. Psychological first aid is a strategy that can help in all of these areas. Psychological first aid is an evidence-informed modular approach to help children, adolescents, adults, and families in the immediate aftermath of disaster and terrorism. It's designed to reduce the initial distress that's caused by traumatic events and to foster short and long-term adaptive functioning and coping. Who needs psychological first aid? So again, it's for people who are in a state of distress because of an event that's going on right now. It's both for adults and children. It can be provided anywhere, not just in a doctor's office. It can be provided on the street in an emergency setting. And it's intended to promote their sense of safety, dignity, and rights. The goals of psychological first aid are as follows. One, connect survivors as soon as possible to social support networks. That includes family, friends, neighbors, or other resources in the community. To support their adaptive coping and to acknowledge their coping efforts and strengths, to empower them and to encourage them to take an active role in their own recovery, and to provide them with any practical information that can help them to cope effectively with the psychological impact of disasters. So what does this look like? First, you try to listen and to help the person to calm down. They often will feel very distressed and agitated. You should use a calm and soft voice. You should maintain contact with them. That means stand close to them. You can even hold them if necessary. Say that you're here to help. Find out what they most need at this moment. Help them to figure out what is their priority and how they can address it. Ask them what helps to feel better. Often they know they have some strategies that they've used before, and remind them how to deploy them here. Help people to remember who are the important supports in their life and how can they either connect with them or at least evoke their presence in their minds. And then again, remind them of positive coping strategies, things like getting rest, eating, drinking, exercising, being with others. A psychological first aid contact may only last a few minutes. It probably won't last much more than a half hour. But if you do these things, you can really help people to feel better and to feel like they can move forward. I want to remind everyone what psychological first aid is not. So it's not just for specialists to provide. It could be provided by anybody who has had sufficient training. It's not a professional consultation. You're not trying to ask the person to discuss in detail what happened and what caused them to feel distressed. You're not trying to change who they are as a person. You're not asking them to analyze what happened to them, and you're not forcing them to talk about their feelings and reactions to the event. So once again, you're trying to help them to calm down. You're trying to reconnect them with supports. You're trying to remind them that they can be effective in coping emotionally with what's happened to them. And you're trying to help them develop a plan of what's next. So that in brief is psychological first aid. There's lots of good resources on the web if you need to read more. Best of luck. Thank you.